Well, thank you for coming on the red carpet round table.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Let's dig into what got you into the entertainment industry.
Yeah, that's a short story. Ever since I was 6 years old, I knew I wanted to do this. I was in kindergarten. I had a really quick skit that was just me in my pajamas with shaving cream on my face, and it was a really quick song. And I remember like the day after that, just sitting in my kindergarten class, like, wow, I really, I really can see myself. I want to do this, and so like. It's been my focus ever since I was a child. Anything I could do to get on stage and really develop that and, kind of grow in what that meant to perform has just been, my lifelong vision.
Absolutely amazing. And what is your biggest challenge role you ever taken?
Ooh, um, I could say my current role is Norseman on Mayor of Kingstown. It's it's a great role, first of all. Definitely have had to go head to head, if you will, with some icons of the industry. But that's a gift. I think more so the challenge is just fundamentally, I don't see the world the same way as my character does. So sometimes, that can get in the way, but I've always taught myself never to judge my characters and to just kind of live life through their lens. And it's a role that keeps evolving because what's fascinating about how that show works is, normally you get a character, especially with like theater, you can read the play from beginning to end with TV and being a recurring role in a script that's heavily guarded, you don't know what the end point is. And so I don't know in episode 2 what I'm going to be doing in episode 8, 9 or 10. So you have to just kind of rely on what you've done, rely on what you've read in the script and just keep building on from there without
Mhm.
trying to make it, fit in a box.
Absolutely. And I just gotta brag and bring up you got to meet the actress that was on the Ballard on
Oh
the
yeah.
TC. Let's talk about that.
Maggie Q is amazing. She's a true professional. That was we shot that in LA last summer, and that was a role I was really excited about because it's a bit of a red herring role where I'm typically playing a lot of bad guys. But this one was, he was not the bad guy, and you come to find out in episode 2 that he had a lot of heart to him and that he was really misunderstood. And so I got to showcase a lot more of my vulnerability on that. And like I love doing my own stunts, and we had a stunt coordinator on that show. There wasn't too much, but I remember I was supposed to grab, Maggie by the arm and whip her around and get in her face. And I'm always someone who's really conscious about like I don't ever want to injure whoever's in front of me. I don't ever want to, cross that line. And so the director and the stunt director was like, yeah, you can grab her, you can be a little more rough with her. And I just I just didn't want to bruise her arms or anything. I'm a sole brother of four sisters, and so I always got yelled at for being too rough growing up. So I'm always like in the back of my mind like that. But she really, I mean, at one point the stunt director comes over and he goes, look, man, she was in Mission Impossible. She's good. She can take it. And so we got one in there, and but yeah, she was just so kind. I can't imagine how many hours they put into that show, but it was such a great show. Amazon's #1 show over the summer, and they just got renewed for season 2, so I'm really excited for what they do. But she's awesome. She's
Yeah,
awesome.
and the show is absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a huge fan of the Bosch universe. Like, so to work on a spinoff, especially in like the first season, the first couple episodes of a spinoff, was a real treat. But like,
And she was in the TV show called on Netflix called White House. No, I can't think of what it was. She was in one.
yeah,
She's absolutely amazing.
she's got so much range, and what I like about her Ballard character is it's like you're used to seeing her play like some of these very beautiful roles, and in this one she has just an edge to her. You know,
Hmm.
like from the very first episode where she's carrying this shotgun and kicking guys through plate glass windows and stuff. And I remember telling her that, and I was like, "Yo, this is a character we haven't seen, and like, good for you for bringing this one in." And she was excited about that as well, because I mean, Ballard, Renee Ballard is just a different kind of detective, you know?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
For you, being an actor, and being in this industry,
yeah,
you know, you have to have a thick skin.
sure,
And I want to dig into this because a lot of beginners, actors, do not understand auditions.
yeah,
They they don't, and I believe, they think that it's a easy breezy. It's
sure,
not.
sure,
And you have to do auditions and auditions and you get the no's. And a
yeah,
lot of young actors, especially young boys and a lot of young ladies out there, they get so down.
yeah,
They were like, is it me? And it's like, no, it's not you. It's this character wasn't for you or this role wasn't for you.
sure,
So I think, no, I don't want to say a thing, but for you, is yours as now still continuing on and your testament
sure,
showing that you got to work on a TV show with Ballard and a couple extra so on actors.
yeah.
What is your testimony of going through auditions and how do you get used to with a lot of no's until you get that yes?
So for me, like, I especially resonate with that because I'm 40 myself right now, and I didn't really hit my stride until, my mid to late 30s. Um, you have to A, fall in love with the process as much as the journey, right? But like, your job is not to book the role. Your job is to inhabit that character in that audition room for whenever you have it. You know, like, you do your preparation, you make decisions, you take chances when you feel like you need to, but 98% of my job is being told no, and you can be the best actor in the room, you can be the most talented in the room, and you may not get the role because, like, for me, I'm bald and I'm 6'2", you know what I mean? And so there'll be some physical characteristics that they just don't want to work with. Like, yeah, we've already got like a bald guy somewhere earlier in the season, so I don't want to do too many, or we can't really have somebody that tall because our star is a little bit shorter. And like, there are a lot of actors who are in that 5'7", 5'10" range, and they don't want to be dwarfed. And I can't, make myself smaller. But when you learn to just give every audition your all and then put it out there, you've put the best work on tape,
Hmm.
especially with self-tape now. It's the easiest thing in the world is to have control over what you're submitting, and then you let it go. You move on to the next one, or you experience life, or you experience art, or you watch people, or you journal, and you just keep creating a life for yourself, so when that next opportunity comes you can give it your all again, and eventually the no's dry up and the yeses start coming forward.
You're absolutely right because being in the entertainment industry, a lot of young actors do not understand. And
Yeah,
they don't understand the struggle being in the entertainment industry.
right,
And they do not understand what it means to have a thick skin
right,
until you experience it and it's like, wow,
right.
it's tough,
Yep,
and wherever you're living, Asia or England, Europe, every actors have the same experience. It's like thick skin, being tough. And celebrities have been through as well. And a lot of, I think to me, it's a testimony, it's a journey to
yep,
really test you to see if you really want to do this.
Right.
And it's how do you just it sucks saying that because it's like if you love what you're doing, go for it, right?
Right.
Because it's a journey.
I think a lot of actors kind of convince themselves too that like, well, if it doesn't happen by this age, then it's not meant for me, or I'm too late. Which is a complete fallacy because there are so many actors you see now, and a majority of their work doesn't come until their 40s, 50s, or 60s. Like, yes, it's true, there are a lot of younger celebrities, and that making your break for certain roles happen younger, but that doesn't mean that the industry doesn't have room for you. And it doesn't mean that you age out
Hmm.
because every story generally is going to tell or feature characters of all age ranges, and they're going to need somebody within those age ranges to play
And
those parts.
also it's connections,
Yes,
connections
100%.
in the entertainment industry.
And
And
it takes time to build those,
yeah, it does.
and
It
build
does.
upon
And
those.
that's I think for me, I don't want to say I keep saying I think. And for me, that's why I come down to the Instagram.
Yeah,
I love Instagram.
yeah,
And it's because the connections you meet, and it's funny and it's the truth. You meet all the actors from your own community, your own state, or nationwide in the United States around the world.
yep,
Because I always say this, any beginners, directors, producers, actors and actresses, singers, and whatever, get on Instagram and look in your own state, your own
yeah,
community,
yep.
connect from there and see if you can find somebody. And you'd be surprised and you go on from there and start spreading.
For sure. And like, especially with the way that Reels have developed and TikTok, like performance can be just skits or quick dramatic short films that are a minute and a half. Like there are infinite ways to book yourself as an actor and to network and to grow with other actors, but not just actors, like writers, producers, directors, anybody who's in the industry, everybody's trying to develop and network, and social media has been a huge part of that. It's definitely given me some breaks as well.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. I totally agree with you. I want to dig into your upcoming projects. Do you have any
sure,
upcoming projects that you're allowed to talk about? If not, I totally understand because I trust me, the DNA and all that stuff. So I'm on the same
sure.
page with you. So is there anything you can talk about?
Well, season 4 of Mayor of Kingstown comes out October 26th, so I'm very excited about that. Definitely can't go too much into what to expect from my character this season, but I can say the season as a whole is just it's all gas, no brakes. It's
Wow.
wild. And
And where can people watch that real
that's
quick?
on Paramount Plus.
Okay.
Paramount Plus. Yep. And then other than that, right now I'm just kind of working on developing my own series. I train as a professional wrestler here in Atlanta, and I decided to make a TV show about that. So I'm writing all 6 episodes. Kind of finishing up writing episode 3 right now. So I got 3 more to go, and then I'm going to be shopping that around and looking to produce that because
Congratulations.
thank you.
And
It's a huge task.
I want to dig into Atlanta,
Sure.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Film industry is growing there as well.
It's
And
yeah.
do you believe it's gonna cont I'm just gonna say it. Do you believe it's gonna continue growing?
Um I th- I do, but I think production in the States as a whole is just scattered right now. If you look at what's happened in LA, like I know they just signed another tax incentive to try and lure production companies back to LA because LA is desolate right now in terms of production. New York still has a lot of production, but they're losing a lot of it to New Jersey because Netflix has invested a multi-billion-dollar facility in New Jersey. Um,
Do you believe, sorry, pardon me. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Do you bel I love Netflix. I'm not trying to talk bad. If any Netflix workers or anybody who's listening to this, Do you believe Netflix is hurting the film production companies?
Yes and no. I think uh, it's changed the industry. That's all I can say. Like streaming has changed the industry. It was what part of what we were kind of fighting for in the SAG strike a couple years ago. But like network TV, cable TV is
Hmm.
dying.
So,
And it's not that Netflix is to blame for that. It's just streamers as a whole now,
mm,
it's a lot of demand for content.
so
They want to pay less
right.
to have more, and they don't, and then they're jacking up subscription fees
Yes,
to the
yes.
people to make us pay for it,
So
you
do
know.
you, sorry, I didn't mean to try to cut you off a couple of
No, it's
times
fine.
there. Do you believe, this is a good conversation. I like talked about some couple actors as well because everybody has different mind views and viewpoints about this. But do you believe that, for us as actors is in Hollywood and on the film production is you have to now stream all the TV shows on Netflix, Amazon Prime now. No more of it being. I'm going to do it. For example, I believe that 9/11. I mean, not 9/11. 911. Sorry, not 9/11.
Yeah,
But 911 Nashville is on Hulu or at
yeah,
Hulu streaming.
yeah.
Do you believe that's the direction is going now? Like, for example, like all the new shows are all going to be on Apple TV, Hulu, Netflix now, and then it's just going to
It
be regular
certainly
TV,
seems
just
that
regular
way.
TV.
Yeah, I mean, like I have YouTube TV as like my cable service provider.
Hmm. By the way, I
Um,
love YouTube TV.
I do too, man.
It's
The multi-view is great. And like it's a good way to have whatever you want to watch on whatever device.
hmm
And everybody has an app, but like YouTube TV has kind of taken over. But yet again, they've raised prices and everybody's raising prices. You know what I mean? And this economy in particular is is a terrible time to do it. And
other
yet,
than YouTube TV is better than Direct TV. No offense.
yeah, no,
Ooh.
I've never done well with satellite TV just because one bad storm and your
Hmm.
signal's knocked out, and it's like that's the one time you want to be in watching,
Yeah. And the one
TV
thing
or whatever.
about YouTube TV, I want to say it's amazing. Um, I just wish they had a little bit more other channels.
Yeah,
But you know, I no offense to DirecTV, Dish Network, cable TV. It's just their price is a little high
yeah,
compared to YouTube TV. But again, I totally hear what you're saying. The streaming, the
yeah,
Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, and I can tell a lot of people are trying to keep up with
yeah,
all that streaming, which is great. I just and I think they're just trying to keep it on regular TV as well, so you don't lose the
right,
prime of it. And
right.
to me, I think I feel a little disappointed with everything going to streaming. That's just me. Because you used to be able to see everything on the TV.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
mean,
you
look,
used to be able to like, oh, I can't wait for next week Wednesday. The new show's coming out. Or,
right.
oh, it's Friday. This new show's coming out. I can't wait. But now it's like streaming.
I mean, there is the binge method where, you've got all 10 episodes, all 13 or whatever, drop at once, which is great, but I mean, you retain your audience for a couple of days and then they're on to the next thing. I think streamers are going back to weekly releases and building the anticipation, which is great. And then if you want to binge, you're welcome to do that once the season is over as well. But I mean, I grew up in a time when TV was free. Like if you had an antenna, then you got your network channels. Like we had 10 channels growing up, and it was ABC, NBC, Fox, CBS, and like a couple of other local channels and stuff like that. But all that was supplemented by ad sales. And now we've lost these things being provided for by ads, and instead it's subscription services. And I don't think I don't think audiences have the ability to be able to pay for all the subscriptions at once, you know? And
Mm.
so you do
Mhm.
have to pick and choose. And
And
so
the
there
one thing I will say real quick about the streaming platform is there's no ads.
certain ones, you
Certain
know,
ones,
like I mean
yeah.
HBO Max, they have different tiers. You can pay for ads or no ads. Amazon Prime. So for instance, when we were working on Ballard, there was a line that they had to change because Amazon had just switched from being Amazon Prime, like Prime Video, had just switched from being an ad-free service to now having ads as part of one of their subscription packages. So when you have ads involved, certain regulations come in. So you can't say certain things or you can't show certain things because the advertisers don't want to be associated with it or they don't, you know, they have certain restrictions. Um, so I think the industry is kind of figuring itself out, and like, I don't think Netflix per se is to blame, but I think they definitely opened a can of worms, and you know, everybody's just trying to rush to figure out what to do next. Because I mean, I do think audiences are going to start splintering off until, and now that we, you know, what is it? Warner Brothers Discovery has announced that they're up for sale, so Paramount could essentially end up owning all of these channels now by one media company, and that's not good for anybody either. Because
Mm-mm.
without competition, you
No.
know, there's nothing keeping prices down. So
Right. 100%. I just wanted
yeah,
to talk about that because I'm just curious what everybody is views and ideas about it, like, and
yeah,
hear your views. So I appreciate you sharing that.
I'm really excited about theaters and like I used to give Tom Cruise a really hard time, but to be honest, like he really did kind of save the movie theater experience with Top Gun and his Mission Impossible movies and just like refusing to do a straight to streaming movies. And now Elizabeth Olsen, who plays Scarlet Witch in the MCU, has also said that she refuses to do movies if they're just going to go straight to streaming. So I am excited to see how the movie theater is going to adapt and lure people back to the theaters because they're making it experiences again. You know, like there was like that Stephen King movie that was like The Long Walk, and there was one movie theater that had treadmills for everybody. And if you dropped below 3.5 miles per hour, then you got kicked out and you couldn't watch the rest of the movie. Somebody else for the new Emma Stone movie, I forget what it's called, but they're offering people to shave their heads for a bald or shaved only viewing experience. And so I'm really excited about how movie theaters are reinventing ways to
Right.
have
And I
audiences
like that
come.
idea.
Yeah.
Sorry, the whole movie theater, you get to experience walking that. And I noticed not all theaters were doing that.
No,
I wish I could experience that in real life
for
because I
sure.
love to walk, so I would have been fine.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. 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 I mean, like, there's certain movies that are just meant to be enjoyed in a room, a dark room full of people. You know, like in the midst of COVID, when we had Spider-Man No Way Home come out, and like I was living in New York at the time, and so it was really, really risky to go outside, you know, because we were a hot zone. But there is no way I would have wanted to see that movie when the huge reveal of three Spider-Men come together in a room by myself. Like it just meant so much more seeing in a room full of
mhm,
strangers. It's a communal experience and that's what
100%.
theater, like live theater is about, you know? Like you're meant to go through these things with people together and hear what other people react to that you may not, but it's all part of the collective human experience. And I appreciate being able to do that instead of being secluded at home.
I totally agree with you,
Yeah.
100%. So what is we talked about your next coming project, of course, but what is a hidden talent that nobody knows about you other than you do wrestling?
Um, I love to cook. Like I'm especially a good baker. So every year my family has this Christmas holiday loaf. It's a Swedish recipe because my grandmother's side of the family is Swedish. And we just call it coffee bread, but in Swedish it's called wittebröd. But it's like like a sweet sourdough, and my grandma used to make it every year, and then she passed the recipe on to me, and now I make it for my family every year, and it's a huge thing, and it's just I don't know. I love to work with dough. I love to bake, and culinary art is a different kind of expression. It's not something I would open a restaurant for by any means, but it's nice to just kind of be in there and, after you put in this work to be able to enjoy a good meal after what you've toiled over.
Wow, amazing. And where can people find you on social media?
So I am on Instagram at Todd's World, BTODDS World, WORLD. Same for Threads. I think on Twitter or X, it's just at BToddJ, I believe. And those are my main platforms. I'm really kind of tuning out of social media these days. It's becoming a lot of chaos and a lot of, I think the algorithms kind of focus on things that make you angry as a way to get you to engage. And so I'm just kind of slowly checking out and tuning out. But I'm big on Instagram, like you said. I love Instagram. I try and feature a lot of my clips of my work or upcoming projects on there. So Instagram at B Todd's World is a good one to find me.
Well, I'm so excited that you were on Ballard. I love Ballard.
Thank you. That
Amazing,
was a great show.
and by the way, she's fabulous. She's an
Yeah.
amazing actress.
Yeah. That
Um,
whole cast is top to bottom just stellar.
I think she was on Designated Survivor.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Um, that's that. Thank you. There's my brain froze. Um, she's absolutely amazing,
Yeah.
and you got to meet her and and work with her, and I can't wait for your project to come out. Um,
Thank you.
and when it comes out, I would love to talk more about it when it comes out, your
For
film
sure.
project.
Let's do it.
So, yes, we're definitely going to do it. And real quick, I know you went to Japan
Yes.
from how
Amazing.
let's talk about Japan there.
Oh man. It was truly a life-changing experience. Like we got to Tokyo
Did you fly
and
nonstop from Atlanta?
I wish. We
Oh,
had a lot of travel difficulties getting out there. We actually lost a day, but we flew to Dulles Airport in DC and then got delayed and they sent us to Newark and then it was like 15 hours from Newark to Tokyo. But once we got there, I mean, it was just hands down one of the greatest trips ever. Like the food is amazing, the culture, it's so easy to get around, especially in Tokyo, like the subways and people are so courteous and it's so clean. Like I truly wish that we had some sense of that kind of respect and decency
take off our
here where
shoes before you get in the house and
yes. Yeah, and like all the hotel rooms have slippers for you and like air freshener and I could go on and on about the Japanese toilets, which are a specialty over there as well. Just, I mean, Kyoto as well. I know Kyoto is beautiful. I mean, the scenery, the
and
temples, the shrines, the
I
mountains.
believe
It's
the
all.
Japanese culture is getting blooming. Well, I'm from Japan, so I can't really tell, but um the 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 Shogun TV series
Oh, I love Shogun.
is amazing.
Yeah,
And I want to say that I am so happy that they're showing that it's not, it may not be 100% true, but it's true enough of the way of the samurai back then,
yeah,
the Japanese.
yeah,
And I'm a believer in Jesus Christ and God, but
yeah,
a lot of people will say the way of the Bushido, the samurai times. And
yeah,
it's true. There are people in Japan still practice the samurai and all that stuff. And so I think I don't want to say I think for me, I was very happy. The Shogun went well. They're going to continue doing it. The
yeah,
Japanese cast members, Japanese actors,
yeah. You
absolutely
know, I
amazing.
think what really made that show work for me, or maybe just something I personally appreciated was I know the lead actor was really big on casting 100% Japanese actors to authentically tell the story. Other than like, the Portuguese and the non-Japanese people. But representation matters and specificity matters as well because like, you know, you could have a Korean actor playing a samurai, but I think that show was special because it was so authentic and like the attention to detail was there. And I love that show. I couldn't stop watching it. I would love to be on a show like that. Matter of fact, I have my kimono and little samurai sword right here. Had to
That's
bring that home from,
amazing.
yeah, nice little stand. Um, yeah, I'm craving ramen as we speak right now. But yeah, I mean, I
Amazing.
downloaded a Ghost of Yote on my way home because, and like, I refuse to play it in English. I just have Japanese audio with the English subtitles because um, I learned that the language is a different kind of structure there, and I have such an appreciation for language, all language. Like I studied French in school, but learned Spanish just kind of growing up in kitchens, and then whenever I try and go to a foreign place, I try and learn, just a handful of phrases to get around. And Japanese, although is trickier, there's a different cadence and kind of rhythm to it that I appreciated.
Wow, amazing. Thank you for going to Japan. Hope you go again.
Yeah, everybody's got to go. We're definitely going to go again for sure,
Good,
100%.
definitely. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So excited for you. I can't wait to have you back. And thank you for having me on Instagram. And I'm going to say this, if you know any actors that love to come on my show, please let me know and send them my way.
For sure, we'll do.
All right. Thank you again. I talk to you again soon.
All right.
Have a good one.
You too.